Part 17. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 161. Xianxia Palace Headquarters, in the main hall of Xianxia Palace. Rightward arrow. Pa. A glass wine cup smashed to the ground. It was Xianxia, the master of Xianxia Palace, who smashed the cup. At this moment, he sat on the main seat with a sullen face. There were fine wines and delicacies placed in front of him, but Xianxia was no longer in the mood to enjoy these delicacies. Master, Lin Su's announcement of marriage proposal in such a high-profile manner is simply a provocation to our Xianxia Palace. We must respond, otherwise where is the reputation of our Xianxia Palace? The speaker was Xianxia, the deputy master of Xianxia Palace who lived in Pingtian Palace. In addition to him, there were two other deputy masters, Su Yuniang and Su Tiandi, sitting in the main hall. Yes. Master, Lin Su killed so many people in our Xianxia Palace, and now he came out of the god and demon secret realm intact, and he is going to the Spirit Beast Island to propose marriage in a high-profile manner. This is a provocation to our Yanluo Palace. Su Tiandi also stood up and spoke. Please, Palace Master, kill this kid who dares to challenge the majesty of my Xianxia Palace. Su Yuniang bowed to Xianxia. Xianxia looked at Su Yuniang coldly, wishing he could kick him out of the palace. Attack. He had already done it once, but the result was that he was beaten up by Lin Su as if he had taken an aphrodisiac. Of course, as Lin Su expected, Xianxia had not mentioned this embarrassing thing to anyone, so Su Yuniang did not know that his words sounded like a slap in the face to Xianxia. That Lin Su is just a kid in the early stage of Jindan. I am such a person. Wouldn't it be a loss of my status to deal with him? It's not appropriate. Suppressing the nameless anger in his heart, Xianxia said lightly. Since the palace master cannot do anything due to his status, why don't I take care of that guy and let the world know the methods of my Xianxia Palace? Su Yuniang was inexplicably frustrated and was a little annoyed. He said to Xianxia in a sarcastic tone. Palace Master, I will go with Yuniang. Even if King Yama stops us, we are not afraid of him with our combined strength. Su Tiandi laughed. Xianxia could hear the hidden meaning in his words. You are not afraid of King Yama, so I am afraid of him? Two idiots, if that weird boy Lin Su was so easy to deal with, I would have succeeded long ago. Why are you here to point fingers? Okay. Since Yin Yang and Tiandi are full of confidence, you will represent Su Tian Palace to make a move. I am here to wait for good news. Su Kangqiang sneered at Su Yin Yang and Su Tiandi. Among the three deputy palace masters, Su Qiankun always obeyed him, while Su Yinyang and Su Tiandi did not get along well with him. Since these two guys jumped out to ask for trouble, how could he not help them? Let Lin Su, that weird boy, give them a good beating and lose their face. Of course, if they can really kill Lin Su, it will be a good thing for Su Kangqiang. The best situation is that Lin Su will explode again like that day and beat the two of them, and then be killed by the two of them when he is exhausted, and these two guys will be killed by the angry King Yanluo, killing two birds with one stone. Coming out of Xianxia Palace, Su Tiandi frowned slightly, and said to Su Yuniang with a puzzled look on his face, Yuniang, don't you think the reaction of the palace master today is a little strange? He is just a kid in the early stage of Jindan, but he chose to retreat. This is very strange. Humph. I think he is simply afraid of King Yanluo. When he heard that King Yanluo was going to propose marriage with Lin Sutong, he was so scared that he dared not take action. He is the palace master, and he has simply lost the face of our Xianxia Palace. Su Yuniang sneered and said, I am already on the verge of a breakthrough and may enter the late stage of Yuanying at any time. By then, I wonder if he can still sit firmly on the position of palace master. Oh? Brother Yuniang, do you have signs of a breakthrough? Congratulations. Su Tiandi and Su Yuniang were originally in the same group. Hearing this, he was overjoyed. If Su Yuniang broke through to the late stage of Yuanying and took the position of palace master, he would naturally rise with the tide. Although he is still the deputy palace master, the power in his hands will be different. Gather your disciples, go to the Spirit Beast Island in 3 days, and kill Lin Su. This will be the first stepping stone for me to step onto the throne of the palace master. Lin Su didn't know that after the king of hell spread the news that he came to propose marriage, he actually attracted the murderous intentions of the 2 deputy palace masters of the Xianxia palace. At this moment, he was in the backyard of his mansion. This was the first time that Lin Su stayed in this mansion. As early as when he won the title of the 5th Shura, the king of hell gave him this mansion, but he didn't know it last time and stupidly went to stay in a hotel. Well, the past is unbearable to look back on, and it's not too late to know now. There are servants assigned by the Yanluo Palace in the mansion, but Lin Su is not used to having someone serving him, so he just asks people to prepare banquets and send them to the backyard every day. These banquets are of course prepared for the tyrant bear king. This bear is a foodie. As long as there is delicious food, everything is easy to say. As soon as he saw the big table of wine and banquet, Tyrant Bear King's eyes lit up and he told all his knowledge about the initial land like a bamboo tube pouring beans. The so-called initial land is actually the prototype of the small world. Although Lin Su accidentally opened up the initial land in his body because of the recognition of the green lotus, his understanding of it is extremely limited, let alone its application. Let alone other things, Lin Su only has a half understanding of the use of the spiritual field. This spiritual field is the origin of the green lotus, so it has the miraculous effect of evolving all things. For example, the accelerated ripening of spiritual medicines and the supplementation of the deficiencies of the exercises that Lin Su discovered before are all the effects of evolution. The magical ability of the alchemy furnace formed later to condense and restore pills is also an extension of the evolution effect. However, Lin Su only passively waited for these abilities and did not know how to control them at all, and most of the energy of the spiritual stones was wasted. Because the green lotus has recognized its master, it can be said that Lin Su's soul and the green lotus have merged into one, so as long as Lin Su sinks his consciousness into the green lotus, he can control these abilities, but no one has told Lin Su before, so he doesn't know. Trying to sink his consciousness into the green lotus as the tyrant bear king said, Lin Su suddenly felt that he had become the master of the entire spiritual field space, and everything in it was clearly visible. Lin Su clearly felt that there was a trace of energy flowing into the spiritual field from the pit containing the spiritual stones, which ripened the spiritual grass planted in the spiritual field, but more energy was transmitted along the ground to the edge of the spiritual field space because no one was controlling it, and dissipated into the chaos outside the green light shield, wasting it in vain. And the wasted energy was as much as 60%. In other words, only 40% of the spiritual stones that Lin Su had invested before were used. This discovery made Lin Su sad and fortunate. The sad thing was that he didn't find out earlier that so many spiritual stones were wasted. Fortunately, there was a know-it-all like Tyrant Bear King. Although he looked a little stupid, his knowledge was beyond words. It was true that an old man in the family was like a treasure. Under Lin Su's deliberate control, the energy of the spiritual stones was no longer wasted, and all of it was concentrated on the ripening of the 5-element spiritual bamboo. In just 2 days, all 39 5-element spiritual bamboos were mature. As long as they were refined into 5-element spiritual swords, the Dantian 5-element sword formation could be released. Of course, it takes time to refine all 39 5-element spirit swords. Tomorrow is the day of marriage proposal, and there is no time to delay. Lin Su can only put the refining plan on hold for the time being. Although Lin Su has made a lot of money from the cultivators of Xianxia Palace recently, the ripening of 39 5-element spirit bamboos has consumed 70% to 80%. This is because he has mastered the method and there is no loss of spirit stone energy. Otherwise, I am afraid that all the spirit stones will not be fully ripened. Anyway, there is still one day left, and it cannot be wasted. Lin Su began to practice Yan Luo Absolute Hidden Technique in the spirit field space. Boy, your invisibility technique is not bad, but there is still a flaw. What a vision of Tyrant Bear King. Although the unique skill of Yan Luo Emperor Yan Luo Absolute Hidden Technique is exquisite, it is still insufficient in his eyes. Under the temptation of delicious food, the Bear King did not hide it, and directly pointed out the shortcomings he saw one by one for Lin Su to improve. With such a super expert guiding him, Lin Su's understanding of Yan Luo Absolute Hidden Technique has made great progress. Not only did he master it completely in just one day, but he also made great improvements. It can be said that Lin Su's current invisibility technique is better than his master's, and the only difference is his cultivation level. Even Tyrant Bear King said that if Lin Su had a human immortal level cultivation level now, even it would be difficult for it to find Lin Su in stealth. When exiting from the spiritual field space, Tyrant Bear King specifically said, "Little Lin, you will definitely have delicious food when you go to propose marriage, don't forget to bring some for Grandpa Bear." "Don't worry, King Bear. As long as there is delicious food, I will definitely not forget you. But I am worried that the people from Xianxia Palace will come to make trouble. Maybe I will need to borrow the power of Senior Bear King at that time, otherwise I am afraid that I can't keep those delicacies." Lin Su laughed for a while. This Tyrant Bear King is really a real foodie, so he agreed. As for the second half of the words, it was just to be on the safe side. After all, the hatred between him and Xianxia Palace is considered to be a big one. Although there is King Yan Luo accompanying him, it is hard to guarantee that Xianxia Palace will not come to cause trouble. Lin Su naturally knew that relying too much on the power of Tyrant Bear King would not do him any good, but now he really couldn't deal with the masters of the nascent soul stage, so he could only do this expedient measure. "Whoever dares to steal my delicious meal will be beaten up." The Tyrant Bear King glared, his face showing a fierce look. "Lin boy, as long as your body can bear it, I can lend you my power at any time." "In that case, thank you, Senior Bear King." After paying a solemn salute to Tyrant Bear King, Lin Su left the spiritual field space. 3 days have passed, it's time to set off to the Spirit Beast Island to propose marriage. Thank you for the great reward and monthly ticket from the viewer Red God, moi. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 162. At this point I hope readers will remember our domain name Taiwan Novel Network rightward arrow. Look at Lin Su and Lin Xiaoluo, what a grand show. That warship, wow, it covers half the sky. More than that. Did you see the man on the bow of the largest warship? That's the Lord of Yama Palace, Yama Tianzi, one of the 3 giants of Chaos Star Sea. Lin Xiaoluo was able to invite him to propose marriage, which shows his status in Yama Palace. Also, he wants to marry the daughter of Yewuji, the Lord of Spirit Beast Island, and the eldest lady of Spirit Beast Island, Yeping-er. At that time, with the support of the 2 giants, Yan Luo Tianzi and Yewuji, the future will be so bright. Your information is too outdated. Yewuji now has 2 daughters, one is his biological daughter Yeping-er, and the other is his adopted daughter Leng Lingyu. I heard that she is also one of the Shura of Yan Luo Palace. 2 daughters marry 1 man, and they are envied by others. The news that Lin Su, the 5th Shura of Yan Luo Palace, is going to Lingxiao Island to propose marriage and marry Yeping-er, the daughter of the owner of Lingxiao Island, and Leng Lingyu swept across the entire Chaos Star Sea like a hurricane. All families and forces with a little strength sent people to Lingxiao Island to congratulate. Lingxiao Island is the most people-friendly among the 3 major forces. There are also many people who go to the island to trade. Of course, it is on the outer island. Ordinary people cannot enter the inner island. After hearing the news, many casual cultivators also rushed to the Spirit Beast Island. Most of them came to join in the fun, wanting to see the two giants and what Lin Su and Lin Shura, who made them envious and jealous, looked like. Of course, there were also many perverts who took the opportunity to see the beauty of Ye Ping'er and Leng Lingyu. The outer island of the Spirit Beast Island was crowded with people at this moment. Everyone was amazed at the mighty warships coming from the horizon. Speaking of which, this was the first time that the Yama Palace appeared in front of the world with great fanfare, and it was also the first time that the warships of the Yama Palace appeared in front of the world. No one expected that the Yama Palace, which had always been wandering in the dark, would have such a powerful warship fleet. These were all warships above the Xian level, and at the lowest, they were equivalent to the combat power of the early nascent soul cultivators. Looking at the number, there were probably more than 30 ships. Of course, it does not mean that these more than 30 warships can deal with more than 30 Yuanying period masters, but this is a manifestation of the strength of Yanluo Palace. Moreover, no one would think that Yanluo Palace only has so many warships. These are probably just the tip of the iceberg. The fact that Yanluo Emperor exposed the strength of Yanluo Palace to support Lin Su's marriage proposal is enough to show his appreciation for Lin Su. Because of this, everyone is even more envious of Lin Su. Lin Su himself did not expect that Yanluo Emperor would mobilize such a large battle for him. He was stunned at this moment and did not come back to his senses. After leaving Yanluo City, he followed Yanluo Emperor to teleport to the city closest to Lingxiao Island, and then flew over and boarded the warship 10 miles away from Lingxiao Island. In other words, Yanluo Emperor had already arranged for the warship fleet to set off to the vicinity of Lingxiao Island to wait for them. Palace Master, this scene, isn't it a bit too big? Lin Su looked at the warships around him and couldn't help swallowing his saliva. His original intention was just to let Yanluo Tianzi accompany him to the Spirit Beast Island alone, so that he could be equal to Yewuji. Who would have thought that Yanluo Tianzi would actually make such a big scene, even bringing out a fleet of warships above the Xian level? If he didn't know that this was a proposal, Lin Su would have thought that Yanluo Tianzi was going to declare war on the Spirit Beast Island. Is it such a big deal? Yanluo Tianzi waved his hand indifferently. Lin boy, I have never helped anyone to propose marriage. Do you want me to follow you quietly to the Spirit Beast Island to propose marriage? You are willing, but I can't afford to lose this man. Seeing that Lin Su still looked unnatural, Yanluo Tianzi glared, all right. A man, why are you so fussy? Don't you want to marry your beloved woman in the spotlight? Lin Su was silent. As a man, who doesn't want to hold the hand of a beloved woman in the spotlight? What's more, this is probably what Ye Ping'er and Leng Lingyu want, right? I understand. Thank you, Palace Master. After a moment of silence, Lin Su bowed deeply to Yanluo Tianzi. That's right. Yanluo Tianzi nodded. In fact, the plan to dispatch a fleet of warships and a large number of Yanluo Palace Masters was a temporary idea of Yanluo Tianzi. It was not entirely for Lin Su, but Yanluo Tianzi felt that it was time for Yanluo Palace to appear in the sight of the public. For a long time, Yanluo Palace rarely appeared in front of the world, or it has never appeared in front of the world in a high-profile manner, so only the middle and upper levels in the Chaos Star Sea knew about the existence of Yanluo Palace. This is certainly because Yanluo Tianzi trained killers, but more because Yanluo Palace has a shallow foundation compared to the other two major forces. It is not conducive to the development of Yanluo Palace to appear in front of the world too early. But now it is different. After these years of development, although the foundation of Yanluo Palace is still not as good as the other two major forces, it is not far behind. It is just right to take advantage of Lin Su's marriage proposal this time to let Yanluo Palace officially appear in front of the world, and at the same time, it can also sell a favor to Lin Su. Why not? Lin Su naturally didn't know what Yanluo Tianzi was planning. He thought that Yanluo Tianzi was just trying to save face for him. Although he knew that Yanluo Tianzi was doing him a favor and trying to win him over, He couldn't help but accept this favor. Rightward arrow. This is a conspiracy, upright and unavoidable. Lin Su can only sigh in his heart, Emperor Yama is worthy of being the master of the Yama Palace. Not only is his strength extremely high, but his scheming methods are also superhuman. This grand scene of Emperor Yama not only surprised Lin Su and many onlookers, but even Yewuji was unexpected. In the inner island's spiritual beast garden, Yewuji was floating in the air several feet above the ground, looking at the huge fleet of warships in mid-air on the coast of the outer island, with a stunned expression on his face. Yan Luo has always kept a low profile. Why did he cause such a big battle this time? Just because of that guy Lin Su. The expression on Yewuji's face changed several times, his brows furrowed, and he sighed after a long while. I originally wanted to make things more difficult for this guy Lin Su, but who would have thought that that guy Yama would support him so much? Anyway, let's go out and greet him. Bar. Originally, Yewuji set up 3 checkpoints for Lin Su. Only after passing the checkpoint could he enter the spiritual beast garden and see himself to propose marriage. However, with such a big battle like the Emperor of Hell, Yewuji could not keep him outside all the time. Wait. Yewuji could show off in front of Lin Su. After all, Lin Su was a junior, and he came to ask for his 2 daughters to marry him. It was okay to make things difficult, but he had to give face to the Emperor of Yama. This guy was named after Yama. He was known as a lunatic before he founded the Yama Palace. If he didn't give him face, he would not be able to protect the fleet of warships that welcomed the bride. He immediately entered into battle preparations and headed directly towards Spirit Beast Island. I didn't know that Brother Yan was coming, but I missed you from afar to welcome you. Please atone for your sins. In the blink of an eye, Yewuji had already stepped out of the spiritual beast garden, took another step, and arrived in the sky in front of Emperor Yama's warship. He laughed loudly at Emperor Yama, who was standing on the bow of the ship. Sharp. Yewuji's ability to shrink the ground into an inch in these 2 steps made Lin Su's eyes light up, and he secretly admired in his heart. Apart from anything else, this movement method lived up to his reputation as a powerful monk in the late Yuanying stage. He looked like a virtual sky. That old ghost is much more worthy of his name. In fact, Lin Su had wronged Xianxia. In terms of strength, he and Yewuji were evenly matched. However, Xianxia's abilities were all based on Taoism, and he was far less focused on body skills than Yewuji. Lin Su, because of his dominance, the strength of King Tianxiang increased greatly, and Xianxia was not given a chance to use his magic at all, so Xianxia was beaten to the point where he was unable to fight back. Brother Ye, you're welcome. I'm here uninvited today. I'm here to propose marriage to Brother Ye with Mr. Lin. I hope Brother Ye can forgive me for causing such trouble. People respect me as much as I respect others. Yewuji gave him face like this. Emperor Yama naturally responded with a smile. Of course, he didn't forget what he was here for today. He directly stated his purpose and at the same time said to himself. Lin Su next to him winked. During the meeting, Lin Su took 2 steps forward and saluted Yewuji solemnly. Junior Lin Su, I have met Master Ye. I am here today. I know that I came here to propose marriage. Yewuji waved his hand to interrupt Lin Su's words, and looked at Lin Su with piercing eyes. Those 2 girls have been mentioning your boy's name in my ears all day long, and my ears are almost getting calluses. Well, you boy, yes, they are worthy of my 2 precious girls, but if you want me to agree, you have to pass my test. Test. Lin Su was stunned for a moment, and then laughed. Does this old guy want to test his strength? Although he was a little surprised, Lin Su was not afraid. There was no malice in Yewuji's voice, and he expected that there would be no impossible questions to test him. Please ask Ye Island Master to come up with a topic. Okay. You're so happy, boy. Yewuji laughed and pointed towards the inner island of Spirit Beast Island. the 3 levels set by me are right there. As long as you can pass 3 levels in a row within the time of burning an incense stick, you will pass the test. As long as if you can pass it, I will agree to the marriage proposal. In this way, Lin will take the plunge. Lin Su's eyes flashed, turning into a stream of light and shooting in the direction pointed by Yewuji. Before arriving, Lin Su guessed that Yewuji would not agree to his marriage proposal too easily. After all, he wanted to marry his daughter and his adopted daughter at the same time. If Yewuji agreed too quickly, it would be a bargain. Now like this the test was expected. Brother Yan, how about we let this kid go through the barrier on his own, and you and I go to the island for a glass of water and wine. It's not a problem to float on the beach of this outer island all the time. There are so many eyes watching down here. Emperor Yama didn't have any objections to Yewuji's proposal. He waved to everyone in Yama Palace and followed Yewuji to fly to the inner island. The warship fleet of Yama Palace also followed the order and quickly turned around and flew towards the distance. And soon disappeared. Thank you to the reader, for your monthly vote. Best regards, Beizu. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 163. Why did all the warships of Yama Palace leave? Isn't Lin Xiaoluo here to welcome the bride? It's not to welcome the bride, it's to propose marriage. Didn't you hear what Island Master Ye said? Lin Xiaoluo must pass the 3 checkpoints set by Island Master Ye within the time of an incense stick before he will agree to propose marriage. Pass 3 checkpoints in a row within the time of an incense stick? Could it be that Island Master Ye is deliberately shirking his responsibility? What kind of checkpoint is it? How should I know? The checkpoint is in the inner island, and we can't get in. I don't know if Lin Xiaoluo can pass it within an incense stick. I really want to go in and take a look. Seeing the warship fleet of Yama Palace leave, Lin Su also flew into the inner island to break through the checkpoint. A group of cultivators immediately talked about it. Although the Spirit Beast Island is the most people-friendly among the 3 major forces, not everyone can enter the inner island. You must submit a visiting card to obtain permission to enter, so everyone can only stretch their necks to look at the inner island. The 3 checkpoints set up by Yewuji are right at the entrance to the inner island. The 3 rays of light shoot straight into the sky and are very easy to identify. When you pass a checkpoint, the corresponding rays of light will disappear. Lin Su came to the first checkpoint and stepped into it. The scenery in front of him suddenly changed. The surroundings were no longer the scene of the Spirit Beast Island. It was like being in the endless starry sky, with no sky above and no ground below. He flew up for a long time but didn't see much change. He launched an attack and disappeared far away in the galaxy, which was useless. Is this an illusion? If it is really an illusion, then this illusion is not simple. You can't feel any illusion at all when you are in it. You can't tell anything wrong with your spiritual sense, and you can't even determine the front, back, up and down. However, Lin Su is least afraid of illusions. Who made his body a spirit eye snow dragon? Break illusion silver eyes. With a low shout in his heart, Lin Su activated break illusion silver eyes, and a silver light flashed in his eyes, and he looked at the surrounding environment again. This starry sky is not an illusion. Under the silver eyes of breaking illusions, the starry sky where Lin Su was located did not change at all, which meant that the starry sky was not an illusion as he imagined. Could it be that this first level was not an illusion array, and he was teleported to a certain space? Looking far away, a milky white ball of light appeared at the end of the distance, emitting waves of spatial power. Before Lin Su opened the silver eyes of breaking illusions, he had never seen it. It should be the key to leaving or breaking through this starry sky. Lin Su moved and flew towards the milky white ball. Swish! A meteor suddenly appeared not far away without any warning, and hit Lin Su in the blink of an eye. Although it had not hit him yet, the terrifying power contained in it had already made Lin Su's hair stand on end. Shape change. Before the mind could react, the body had already reacted automatically, using shape change, leaving a residual image on the spot, and flashing 10 feet away. Seeing the after-image he left behind being torn to pieces, Lin Su couldn't help but sweat on his forehead. If anyone dared to say that this was just an illusion, Lin Su would definitely slap him in the face. This is even more terrifying than the killing array, okay. Yewuji, the future father-in-law, is too cruel. It's obvious that he is deliberately making things difficult for me. No, it's an understatement to say that he is making things difficult for me. It's simply murder. If it were someone else, he might have been blasted into pieces by the meteor just now. No, I have to leave this damn place quickly, otherwise, let alone breaking through 3 levels within an incense stick, it will be a problem whether I can save my life. Not daring to stay any longer, Lin Su turned around and continued to fly towards the white light ball. His speed increased a bit, but he paid close attention to the movements around him. He didn't want to be caught off guard again. Lin Su's caution was not redundant. On the way, meteors appeared out of thin air and hit him at high speed from time to time. The speed and power were even greater than the first time. Fortunately, Lin Su was prepared and avoided them safely. As he got closer to the white light ball, meteors appeared more and more frequently, which made Lin Su more certain of his idea that the white light ball must be the key to breaking through the level. Finally, after dodging a meteor attack, Lin Su came to the white light ball, but suddenly several meteors appeared around him again, hitting him at different angles. It seemed that there was no way to avoid it. Break it for me. In a flash, Lin Su ignored the meteor that hit him, but raised the 5 elements spirit sword in his hand and slashed at the white light ball. He could only hope that this would break through the level. If he guessed wrong, he might lose his life. Boom! The light ball shattered, and just when Lin Su felt the destructive power of the meteor, his body became empty and disappeared from the starry sky. The first level, passed. Inside the Spirit Beast Island, in the Spirit Beast Garden. Daddy, I heard that you set 3 checkpoints for my husband, and he has to pass them within 1 stick of incense, right? Yanluo Tianzi and Yewuji had just set up a banquet in the backyard, and before they had even had a few sips, Ye Ping'er rushed in angrily, and Leng Lingyu, who was following her, was also anxious. Ping'er, you are a girl, how can you be so loud and noisy? Hurry up and meet the lord of the Yama Palace. Being pressed so aggressively by his daughter in front of the Yama Tianzi, Yewuji's old face was a little embarrassed, and he glared and shouted in displeasure. I am Leng Lingyu, and I meet the lord of the palace. Although Leng Lingyu was adopted as Yewuji's adopted daughter, she was still the 3rd Shura of the Yama Palace. Before Ye Ping'er opened her mouth, she had already taken 2 steps forward and saluted the Yama Tianzi. Ye Ping'er has met Lord Yama. Although Ye Ping'er was angry with her father for making things difficult for Lin Su, she could not be rude to the Emperor Yama, so she also bowed and then pointed the finger at Yewuji again. Dad, you haven't answered your daughter's words yet. Why do you want to set up such a barrier to make things difficult for your husband? Seeing Ye Ping'er's raised eyebrows, Yewuji felt a little embarrassed. He had always doted on his daughter and never said a harsh word. At this moment, he pretended to be harsh, but Ye Ping'er didn't do it at all. Buy it? Well, Ping'er, Daddy is doing this for you and Yu'er. You and Yu'er are both Daddy's precious daughters. How could Daddy let you be married off by that boy Lin so easily? Where is this guy? Things that are too easy to obtain are often not cherished. Yewuji didn't care about being embarrassed in front of Emperor Yama, and quickly put on a smile to cheer him up. If Ye Ping'er, the auntie, got angry, it would be a real headache for him. Dad, you are using strong words. You are deliberately making things difficult for your husband. Ye Ping-er, however, did not accept this trick. Hearing this, she stamped her feet in anger, her eyes already filled with tears. Ping-er, don't worry. Daddy just wants to test that boy Lin to see what his abilities are, and how he can make my precious daughter fall in love with him so much. He is definitely not deliberately making things difficult. Ye Wuji panicked. What he was most afraid of was that his precious daughter would be sad. As soon as Ye Ping-er shed tears, Ye Wuji hurriedly coaxed her away, completely losing sight of the demeanor of the master of an island. Real. Ye Ping-er looked at Ye Wuji suspiciously. Dad, what are the 3 levels you have set up? Well. Ye Wuji hesitated a little, and after a long while under Ye Ping-er's glare, he said, Galaxy Formation, 100 Beasts Formation and Thunder Formation. What? Ye Ping-er's eyes widened when she heard this. Dad, how could you do this? Those are the 3 great formations. This is not a test for you, you want your husband's life. 3 great formations. What 3 great formations? Len Lingyu also changed her color suddenly and asked urgently, with a hint of coldness surging deep in her eyes. The galaxy formation can transport those who enter the formation to the small world of the galaxy. If you cannot break the formation's ice, you will not be able to get out at all, and you will be bombarded by meteors. Those who are hit will die. The 100 Beasts formation will transform into 100 heads of equal size. The cultivated spirit beasts will launch an immortal attack on those who enter the formation. Unless all the transformed spirit beasts are killed, they will not be able to get out at all. Ye Ping-er explained in a hurried manner, thunder formation will transform into thunderous attacks, and its power is comparable to the 9 heavenly tribulations. These 3 major formations are becoming more powerful each time. Let alone breaking the formation within a stick of incense, can you keep it? Life is a matter of 2 things. When Ye Ping-er said this, there was already a cry in her voice, if there is anything wrong with your husband, my daughter will go with her husband. Father, is what Sister Ping-er said true? Len Lingyu's tone was calm, but it revealed a sense of suppressed anger and coldness. Even the Emperor of Yama narrowed his eyes and stared at Ye Wuji coldly. He was entrusted by Lin Su to propose marriage. If the proposal was not made and Lin Su was ruined among these 3 great battles, that would be a slap in the face of Yama Luodian. Don't worry. I have reduced the power of the formation a long time ago. I just wanted to test the boy Lin. How could I really kill him? Ye Wuji sweated a little on his forehead and said with a sneer, given Lin's ability, nothing will happen to him. Humph. It's best, Daddy, what you said is true and your husband is really fine, otherwise Ping-er will keep her promise. After hearing Ye Wuji's assurance, Ye Ping-er's mood calmed down a little, but she still stared at the 3 rays of light in the sky with a worried look, and the chill on the faces of Len Lingyu and Emperor Yama also subsided slightly. A few people gathered, and all of them turned their attention to the distant sky. Ye Wuji breathed a sigh of relief and secretly complained in his heart. If he had known better, he would not have laid out these 3 ultimate formations. Although he did reduce the power of the 3 ultimate formations, it was not something that ordinary monks in the pill formation stage could break. The original intention was to teach Lin Su a lesson for stealing his precious daughter, but now it seems that he has backfired. I hope Lin Su is really as powerful as Ye Ping-er and Len Lingyu said. Otherwise, if this kid is really damaged, not only his daughter and adopted daughter will not be able to spare him, but also the madman Yama, the emperor, will also fall out. Those a warship fleet will turn from a demonstration to a real attack in the blink of an eye. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 164. It was almost half a stick of incense time before Lin Su entered the first level of the galaxy formation. Despite Ye Wuji's assurance, Ye Ping-er and Len Lingyu were still anxious, and Emperor Yama was no longer interested in drinking. All of them, everyone's eyes were focused on the three rays of light that shot straight into the clouds in the distance. Buzz. Suddenly a wave of fluctuation spread from the first checkpoint, and the corresponding glow suddenly disappeared without a trace. The first checkpoint that was originally covered by the fog returned to clarity, and Lin Su's figure was among it. Manifested. Searched Can on Google. Unscathed. It's my husband. My husband has broken the galaxy formation. Ye Ping'er shouted excitedly. Leng Lingyu's face was also full of excitement, and Emperor Yama also nodded slightly, but Ye Wuji was a little dumbfounded. These three great formations were all laid out by him, and he knew how powerful they were. Although some of the power had been reduced, it was impossible for ordinary monks in the Danji stage, even if their cultivation had reached the late Danji stage, to be like this. Quickly crack the galaxy formation. You must know that although this galaxy formation is the least lethal among the three great formations, it is also the most time-consuming. The closer to the center of the formation, the more frequent meteors appear and the stronger the lethality. If you want to avoid this kind of interference, it is not an easy task to find the location of the formation and break it open. Ye Wuji set the time to burn the incense because he was sure that Lin Su would never be able to successfully pass the level in such a short time, let alone 3 levels in a row. In Ye Wuji's opinion, this was the first level. Don't even think about breaking through the galaxy formation so quickly. But who would have thought that in less than half a stick of incense, Lin Su would break through the galaxy formation unscathed? This made Ye Wuji feel happy and sad. The happy part was naturally that Lin Su was fine, at least now. Ye Ping, I wouldn't hold on to him anymore. What's sad is that the defensive formation I set up was broken by the opponent so quickly. It's really a bit embarrassing. It seems that this boy surnamed Lin really has some skills. No wonder my daughter has such a deep love for him. At the same time, Ye Wuji was also a little lucky. Fortunately, he only gave Lin Su 3 times to burn incense. The first level only took half of the time. The remaining 2 levels were not as easy as the first level. Thinking about this, there is no way that this kid can break through 2 levels in a row within half a stick of incense. Even if the boy has passed the 3 levels by then, but if he exceeds the time limit, he can make a good show of his opponent's prestige, show off his father-in-law's skills, and then betroth his daughter to him, and then he will have all his dignity. Thinking of this, a smile appeared on Ye Wuji's face, and he praised Lin Su for the first time. Well, he can break through the galaxy formation within half a stick of incense. This kid is quite capable, and he is worthy of me, daughter. Dad, so you agree to my husband's proposal of marriage? Then quickly withdraw the remaining 2 hurdles and don't let your husband take risks again. Ye Wuji originally just complimented him casually, but who would have thought that Ye Ping'er would bite him and hold him back? The smile on Ye Wuji's face froze, and he was a little dumbfounded. Well, this seems a little inappropriate. I always speak like this. It's wrong to say that since the barriers have been set, it's inappropriate to change your words at night. Then you mean you want your husband to take risks? If something unexpected happens, don't blame Ping'er for not recognizing you as her father. Ye Ping'er raised her eyebrows and turned around angrily. No, I can't let my husband take risks. If you don't stop him, I will. As she moved, she was about to fly up with her sword, but Leng Lingyu held her back. It's too late, my husband has already entered the 2nd level. Ye Ping'er turned around and saw that Lin Su's figure had disappeared. She must have entered the 2nd level of the 100 Beast formation. She could only give up the idea of intercepting it, stamped her feet and gave Ye Wuji a hard look. Girls are outgoing, girls are really outgoing. Alas! Ye Wuji could only smile bitterly. He originally wanted to make things difficult for Lin Su and show off his father-in-law's reputation, but he failed and shot himself in the foot, which made him embarrassed in front of the Emperor Yama. Losing face is really depressing. Lin Su didn't know that Ye Wuji had been severely humiliated by Ye Ping'er. He was currently in a white mist. After entering the second level, the scene in front of me also changed drastically. There was a fog everywhere. Even turning on the destroying silver eyes only increased the viewing distance. It's strange. Is this second level the same as the first level? You need to find the formation eyes to break it. Lin Su didn't know that this second level was the 100 Beasts formation, and thought that there was an eye to break the formation just like the first level. However, after searching for a long time, he found nothing. There was still just a white mist all around, and he couldn't see anything. Margin. Just as he was confused, suddenly there was a roar of beasts in the fog, and a crocodile-shaped monster emerged from the fog. Then the surrounding fog squirmed, and in a moment it turned into 100 beasts. There are monster beasts of different shapes, and the roars of the beasts are deafening. What's going on? Lin Su was a little stunned. The surrounding fog had dissipated, or it could be said that it had all condensed into monsters. The cultivation level of these monsters was similar to that of Lin Su. They were all 6th level monsters at the peak of the early stage of pill formation. Seeing the menacing appearance of these monsters, Lin Su felt bad. Damn it, shouldn't this second level ask me to kill all the 100 level 6 monsters? What a joke. 2 heads and 2 are no problem, 10 and 8 are just fine, but this is 100 demonic beasts with the same level of cultivation. I am not a 3-headed and 6-armed beast, so how can I fight this one with 2 fists that is hard to beat with 4 hands? Damn Yewuji, this future father-in-law is too cruel. Lin Su's heart was full of resentment towards Yewuji at this moment, and his teeth were itching with hatred. No matter what he thought, these transformed monsters rushed towards him with roars. Small 5 elements sword formation. With a low cry in his heart, Lin Su summoned 5 elements spirit swords to form a small 5 elements sword array to protect the front of him. At the same time, he also released the stone puppet to protect the back, barely resisting the attack of the monster. But this situation can only be temporary. This good tiger can't stand up to the wolves. If he continues to defend like this, no matter how strong Lin Su's Dragon Yuan is, there will always be a time when it is exhausted, not to mention that there is a time limit to break through the level. By the way, Long Yuan. Suddenly a bright light flashed in Lin Su's heart. Why didn't he expect that he had the body of a dragon? The dragon clan is the pinnacle group among the monster beasts. The power of blood is naturally very powerful in suppressing other monsters. Although the monster beasts in this formation are all transformed into mist, they will be suppressed by this blood if they are not kept intact. What about the restrictions? The more he thought about it, the more it seemed possible. Lin Su suddenly recovered and recovered. Of course, he did not forget to put away his clothes before recovering. Otherwise, he would definitely be burst and have to change into another set, even though it was just a shabby one. Magical tools and clothing, but no matter how small a grasshopper is, it is still meat, right? Ang. Amidst the thundering dragon roar, Lin Su's dragon power exploded with all its strength. The monster beasts that were attacking fiercely suddenly stopped, with a look of fear on their faces. They all knelt down on the spot, trembling. Non-stop. It actually works. Lin Su was overjoyed, and while continuing to increase the release of the dragon's power, he controlled the small 5-element sword formation and launched an attack on the monsters that were trembling on the ground in awe of the dragon's power. These monsters were frightened by the dragon's power and the pressure of blood, and they could not at all without the slightest move to fight back. Just like chopping melons and vegetables, Lin Su killed them all in less than a few breaths. I really didn't expect that I passed the test so easily. When the 100th transformed monster was killed by Lin Su, the scene in front of him collapsed like a picture, revealing the original appearance of Spirit Beast Island, and Lin Su quickly restored his human form. This second level requires killing 100 demonic beasts of the same level. This guy is very powerful. I think these demonic beasts shouldn't be able to trouble him. But when he slowly kills all these demonic beasts and breaks through the formation, it will be early just past. Yewuji was comforting Ye Ping'er and Leng Lingyu. Before he finished speaking, a wave of waves came, and the glow representing the beast array suddenly disappeared. Lin Su's figure was once again unscathed. The ground was revealed. How is this possible? Yewuji was so surprised that he couldn't close his mouth and his eyes were wide open. He admitted that Lin Su was powerful. 100 demonic beasts of the same level should not be able to hurt Lin Su, but he never dreamed that the opponent would break through it so quickly. Open a big formation. You must know that from the time Lin Su entered the second level to the time he broke out, it didn't even take half a cup of tea. Unless all the monsters stood still and let him kill him, how could he break the formation so quickly? It doesn't make sense, it really doesn't make sense. The 100 Beast formation is a formation based on the essence stone, which is condensed from the essence of hundreds of beasts. The monsters transformed from it also retain their instincts in life. It is instinct to attack those who enter the formation, and they must obey. The pressure of the bloodline is more instinctive, so under Lin Su's dragon power, all the viciousness is lost, and the ability to resist is completely lost. Lin Su kills them all like chopping melons and vegetables. Yewuji is not the son of heaven. He does not have destroying silver eyes and cannot see Lin Su's true form. He does not have the body of a demon spirit like Ye Ping'er, so he cannot see Lin Su's demonic beast based on instinct alone. What's more, Ye Ping'er and Leng Lingyu did not tell Yewuji about Lin Su's true identity without Lin Su's permission, so Yewuji didn't even know that Lin Su had the body of a dragon. Unexpectedly, it's no surprise to understand. One more level to go. Lin Su didn't know how much impact he had on Yewuji by breaking through the second level so quickly. He only knew that Yewuji only gave him one time to burn incense, and now, there was only half a cup of tea left. We must seize the time. Without stopping for much, Lin Su rushed directly to the third level. Ye Ping'er originally wanted Yewuji to stop Lin Su, but before she could speak, Lin Su had already entered the third level, so she had no choice but to do so. Gave up. This kid must have used some kind of trick to win over the enemy. It was a trick. Yes, that must be the case. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 165. In Yewuji's opinion, Lin Su probably used some tricks, most likely the magic weapon he got in the God and Demon secret realm, which allowed him to break the second level of the 100 Beasts formation in less than half a cup of tea. It can be said that Yewuji guessed half right. Lin Su did use tricks, but he did not rely on any treasures, but used the blood pressure of the dragon clan to intimidate the beasts. Otherwise, if he fought with real swords and guns, although he could pass, it would not take an incense stick of time, and I am afraid that even a quarter of an hour would not be enough. You can use tricks once, I don't believe you can always use tricks. The thunder formation will bombard for an incense stick of time. By the time you hold on, the time will have passed, he. Yewuji smiled sinisterly in his heart. He no longer doubted that Lin Su could successfully pass the 3 levels, but it would never be within an incense stick. The third level of the thunder formation alone would have to withstand the thunder bombardment of an incense stick of time to pass. Lin Su was not aware of Yewuji's plan. As soon as he entered the thunder formation, several thunderbolts came and hit him. Lin Su was caught off guard and was hit. He felt severe pain all over his body, his hair stood on end, and he couldn't help but grin. However, Lin Su's physical strength was extremely strong. Now he has reached the peak of the early stage of Jindan, which is much stronger than before the breakthrough. Although he was caught off guard, he was only hurt but not injured. This third level, can't it be that I have to withstand the thunder bombardment? Lin Su was in a cloud, and purple thunder arcs were constantly generated from the cloud. While Lin Su was thinking, it had already struck Lin Su again. This time, with defense, Lin Su spread a layer of dragon essence outside his body. The thunder hitting him was like tickling. Not to mention being injured, there was not much pain. After being struck by lightning several times, Lin Su had a certain understanding of the power of this thunder. It was equivalent to the power of the 49th heaven tribulation. Of course, it was stronger than the 49th heaven tribulation that Lin Su had experienced in the god and demon secret realm, but it was much weaker than the thunder dragon formed by the gathering of the calamity clouds. With Lin Su's current strength, it can be said that there is no problem at all to hold on. But how long will this thunder bombard before it passes? Lin Su only has half a cup of tea left now. It may be too late to wait for the thunder bombardment to end passively. Who knows how long this thunder will last? No, you must break the formation within half a cup of tea. Although Lin Su guessed that even if he did not break the formation within the specified time, Yewuji should agree to propose marriage, but he would definitely take the opportunity to embarrass him, and then he and the Yama Palace would lose face. This person fights for a breath, and the Buddha fights for an incense stick. He came to propose marriage in a high-profile manner, and he must not make a fool of himself. Thinking of this, Lin Su gritted his teeth, removed all the dragon essence power covering the surface of his body, and directly used the Xiantian Hualongju to absorb the thunder power in the formation. Boom! When Lin Su took the initiative to absorb, the thunder around him suddenly became violent. The thick thunder continuously hit his body and drilled into his body along the acupoints. According to the running route of the Xiantian Hualongju, it ran through the meridians and transformed into dragon essence power, and then absorbed it into the golden elixir. During this process, cracks appeared in Lin Su's meridians all over his body, and then they recovered quickly under the regeneration ability of the immortal Lotus Heart Seal. The severe pain came in waves, and Lin Su gritted his teeth and endured it. Although the power of these thunders is comparable to the 49th heavenly tribulation, it is only a formation after all, without the will of the heavenly Deo. For Lin Su's provocative behavior, it will not be gathered into a more powerful thunder dragon like the heavenly tribulation to kill. Less than half a cup of tea, with Lin Su's whistle, the thunder power in the formation was completely sucked away. Without the thunder power, the formation naturally dissipated. The time of one stick of incense is almost up. It seems that this kid can't finish it. What? Yewuji has been calculating the time. Seeing that the time limit of one stick of incense is about to expire, he was about to proudly announce that Lin Su failed to pass the level. Before he finished speaking, he heard a long whistle, and the last ray of light collapsed, the thunder formation disappeared, and the figure of Lin Su looking up to the sky and whistling was revealed. This is impossible. The thunder array will last for a whole stick of incense. How could it be broken so quickly? Yewuji's eyes were full of disbelief. He never thought that Lin Su would break the thunder array in less than half a cup of tea. Anyone who broke the array would honestly endure the thunder bombardment of an incense stick and wait for the array to automatically dissolve. Who would be as crazy as Lin Su and absorb all the thunder power? Dad, what did you say? The thunder array will last for a stick of incense. Yewuji's mumbling was heard by Yeping'er, who was standing beside him. She immediately glared, "So Dad, you didn't intend to let my husband pass? You said you didn't mean to make things difficult." Yewuji's forehead was sweating. He wanted to slap himself twice. How could he say such a thing? He has been living a dog's stomach all these years. After 2 dry laughs, Yewuji hurriedly apologized with a smile, "Ping'er, don't be angry. Isn't it enough for Daddy to admit his mistake? Besides, didn't that kid Lin break through 3 levels in 1 stick of incense? He didn't suffer any loss, right?" "Yes, my husband has passed the level." "Sister Yu, let's go find my husband." Yeping'er's attention was successfully diverted to Lin Su. She grabbed Leng Lingyu and flew towards Lin Su on the sword. In the entire Spirit Beast Island, apart from Yewuji, I'm afraid only Yeping'er dared to fly so recklessly above the inner island. Phew. It was so dangerous, I finally got through it. Yaoji wiped the cold sweat from his forehead, and when he turned his head, he saw Emperor Yama looking at him with a half-smile. He couldn't help feeling embarrassed, and he didn't know what to say, so he could only laugh twice. At the location of the third level, after Lin Su looked up to the sky and screamed, the power surging in his body finally calmed down, and his face was full of surprise. Lin Su also didn't expect that after absorbing the thunder power of the thunder formation, his cultivation level would reach the middle stage of the formation of pills. The power inside his body surged and he couldn't hold it back for a moment, and then he looked up to the sky and let out that long roar. Husband. Brother Su. With two tender calls, Ye Ping'er and Leng Lingyu flew over from the spirit beast garden and plunged into Lin Su's arms almost at the same time. The warm fragrance of nephrite was in his arms, and there were two of them in one fell swoop. Lin Su was surprised and felt a sense of physical and mental relief, and greedily breathed in the refreshing body fragrance of the two women. Husband, I scared Ping'er to death. Fortunately, you are safe. Ye Ping'er murmured softly in Lin Su's arms. Although Leng Lingyu did not speak, she was different from her usual coolness, blushing and burying her head in Lin Su's arms. It is most difficult to accept the kindness of a beautiful woman. If you get a wife like this, what else can a husband ask for? Lin Su suddenly felt a deep sense of satisfaction in his heart. It was not in vain that he had worked so hard to get through 3 levels in a row. Now it seemed that Yaoji had any reason not to agree to his marriage proposal. The stick of incense didn't last long. Seeing the rays of light that shot straight into the sky disappear one after another, especially the last 2 rays of light that were less than half a cup of tea away from the first one, all the monks were boiling. In one stick of incense, I broke through 3 levels in a row. Is it true? The 5th Shura of Yamahal is well deserved. Could it be that Ye Island Master let it slip? Those 3 levels were just set up casually to go through the motions. If you were the master of Ye Island, would you be able to release the water? Why set up this level to release the water? Can't we just welcome Lin Shura in? While everyone was talking, a piece of news flowed out from the inner island of Spirit Beast Island. The 3 levels are the Galaxy Formation, the 100 Beasts Formation and the Thunder Formation. They are the 3 ultimate formations of Spirit Beast Island personally deployed by the Master of Ye Island. There are no don't let go at all. As soon as the news came out, the emotions of the monks were completely ignited. Have you heard? There are 3 great formations. This is not letting go, this is obviously making things difficult. I heard that any of the 3 great battle formations can play a deadly role with the monks at the core formation stage, but Lin Shura actually destroyed them all in just 1 stick of incense. It's simply unbelievable. What is the ultimate battle? The absolute formation is a formation that ordinary people can enter to avoid death or life. Such a formation, let alone a stick of incense, would be difficult to break in an hour, a day, or a month, let alone 3 absolute formations in a row. So after hearing that Lin Su had broken 3 great formations within a stick of incense, everyone didn't believe it at first, but when the news was confirmed, it became a sensation. I heard that Lin Shura was originally a casual cultivator, but he joined after being spotted by Yamahal. He became the 5th Shura of Yamahal just 5 years after joining. He also showed great power in the secret realm of gods and demons, and broke through to the early stage of pill formation. Now he came to propose marriage as soon as he came out of the secret realm, and he defeated 3 great battles in a row, which is simply a legend. What is the secret realm of gods and demons? I have never heard of it. The secret realm of gods and demons is, I told you, but you don't know. In short, it is a secret realm full of dangers and opportunities. Only people from the 3 major forces are qualified to enter. Who are you, kid? You are asking questions. Now you are saying Lin Xiaoluo's strength is astonishing, unparalleled in the world. Why are you talking about anything else? Similar conversations were repeated among the monks on the outer island, and Lin Su's life story was uncovered little by little. This was simply a standard inspirational history for many casual cultivators. I know Lin Xiaoluo, he is my eldest brother. A proud voice suddenly sounded among the crowd, and everyone's discussion suddenly stopped. Everyone turned their attention to the owner of the voice. This was a mid-stage foundation building monk wearing a green shirt, and he also looked like a casual cultivator. After a moment of silence, the crowd burst into laughter. Boy, are you kidding me? Lin Xiaoluo is a master at the alchemy stage. How can he be the big brother of a small casual cultivator like you? That's right, kid, find a more reliable reason to brag. Look at your appearance, do you look like Lin Xiaoluo's brother? These days, cats and dogs are said to be Lin Xiaoluo's relatives. The world is declining and people's hearts are not as good as before. Everyone either laughed or shook their heads in ridicule. No one believed that this small cultivator in the middle stage of foundation building knew Lin Su. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 166. I really know Lin Xiaoluo, he is really my elder brother. The green-shirt monk muttered in a low voice and did not speak again. In fact, he also knew that even in a different place, he would not believe that Lin Su would become brothers with a small casual cultivator in the middle stage of foundation building. This monk in blue shirt in the middle stage of foundation building is Song Yulong, the little brother Lin Su met when he first arrived in Chaotic Star Sea. After the fire dragon was lured away by Lin Su, he found a city to concentrate on practicing, relying on the basic formations that Lin Su taught him. Fa earned spiritual stones, and with the help of his own efforts and the foundation building pill Lin Su gave him, he successfully built the foundation and practiced all the way to the middle stage of foundation building. In just 10 years, he went from a low-level Qi training period to the middle stage of foundation building. Song Yulong's talent and hard work are the best choice. If he is discovered by the three major forces, he will definitely rush to gain employment. Over the years, Song Yulong has been inquiring about Lin Su's whereabouts, but Lin Su has joined the Yama Palace. He has always been secretive and doesn't like to make public. Although the name of Fifth Shura is resounding throughout the middle and upper classes of Chaos Star Sea, who really knows there are very few people with his name. If it weren't for this high-profile marriage proposal, probably not many people would know that Lin Su is the Fifth Shura of Yama Hall. Song Yulong also came to join in the fun, and then he recognized that the Fifth Shura of Yama Palace belonged to his elder brother Lin Sulin, but he was just a casual cultivator and was not qualified to enter the inner island of Spirit Beast Island, so he could only wait here. Everyone didn't believe what he said, and Song Yulong didn't make any more excuses and turned around and walked towards the inner island. Hey, that boy. You don't really think of yourself as Lin Shura's brother, do you? The inner island of Spirit Beast Island is not accessible to casual cultivators. Brother Zhang, why are you reminding him? When this kid gets his nose in trouble, he will naturally realize that the sky is high and the sky is high. Song Yulong's behavior aroused everyone's ridicule, but he didn't care and went straight to the entrance of the inner island. Stop. The inner island is a very important place, and no one else is allowed to enter. The guarding disciples of Spirit Beast Island raised their spirit swords and blocked Song Yulong's way. Two eldest brothers, Lin Xiaoluo and I, are old acquaintances. Please inform the two eldest brothers that Song Yulong is asking for a meeting. Oh, by the way, this is a token. Brother Lin will know it as soon as he sees it. Song Yulong took out a shining silver scale and handed it to the guard. My uncle's old acquaintance. Although Yewuji set up 3 major battles to make things difficult for Lin Su, the disciples of Spirit Beast Island all knew that Lin Su was definitely the husband of Ye Ping'er and Leng Lingyu. There would be no second choice, and the old island owner was just my beloved daughter was very reluctant to marry her off just like that, so she would cause problems and create difficulties, so she had long called Lin Su my uncle in private. In addition, Lin Su passed 3 levels in a row within a stick of incense, and the marriage proposal was already a certainty. These Spirit Beast Island disciples were surprised and admired him. They heard that he was an old acquaintance of Lin Su and had a token. And suddenly the look in Song Yulong's eyes was different. "Brother, please wait a moment, I'll pass the message." At this moment, the 2 guards left one to continue guarding the door, while the other carefully took the scales and turned around and ran towards the Spirit Beast Garden. At this time, Lin Su had already entered the backyard of the Spiritual Beast Garden accompanied by Ye Ping'er and Len Lingyu. Ye Wuji was drinking in the pavilion with Emperor Yama when he saw Lin Su come in. The expression on his face looked a little strange. It's not strange, it's strange. Ye Wuji deployed 3 major tactics to make things difficult for Lin Su. He didn't expect that stealing the chicken would end up losing the rice. He didn't make things difficult. Instead, he lost face in front of the Emperor Yama, and indirectly made Lin Su successful. Prestige, no matter how you think about it, you will be depressed. On the other hand, Lin Su's ability to pass 3 levels within 1 stick of incense shows that his strength is indeed superior, and it is also a joy to be able to become his son-in-law. Because when he saw Lin Su, Ye Wuji didn't know whether he should cry or laugh. My son-in-law Lin Su has met my father-in-law. Lin Su didn't know the twists and turns here, so he stepped forward and bowed respectfully to Ye Wuji. The words he called Ye Wuji were not polite at all, and he directly became son-in-law and father-in-law. Wait a minute, isn't it too early to call me father-in-law? Mr. Lin, you haven't married my daughter yet. Ye Wuji had some knots in his heart. When he heard Lin Su's words, he couldn't help but frown and spoke in a strange way. My son-in-law has already passed the checkpoint set by my father-in-law within a stick of incense. Is it possible that my father-in-law will break his promise? Lin Su didn't think anything of it at all, he still had a smile on his face, but his words were full of hidden meanings, which made Ye Wuji choke for a while. He set the checkpoint and put forward the conditions. Now Lin Su was behind a stick of incense. After breaking through 3 levels in a row, Ye Wuji couldn't bear to deny it with his old face, not to mention that Ye Ping'er and Len Lingyu were still looking at him expectantly. In desperation, Ye Wuji could only wave his hand. Okay, since you have passed the 3 levels, I will naturally keep my promise. This marriage proposal, I agree. Ye Wuji said the last 4 words through gritted teeth. Thank you, father-in-law. Lin Su was overjoyed. No matter what Ye Wuji's attitude was, he finally agreed to the marriage proposal, and a big stone in his heart fell to the ground. Just as he was about to take out the 2 spiritual weapons and dresses, a voice suddenly rang outside the inner courtyard. My lord, the disciple has something to report. When Ye Wuji heard this, he wanted to report something. Why was it so important that he came here at this time? Ye Wuji happened to be embarrassed by Lin Su. He thought it would be nice to have something to change the atmosphere, so he replied, come in and talk. The person who came in was the guard disciple guarding the inner island. After bowing to Ye Wuji, he turned to Lin Su and said, Uncle, there is someone at the door who claims to be your old acquaintance. Let me give this to you and say that you will understand it at a glance. Old acquaintance. The guard disciple's uncle made Ye Wuji's face look a little ugly again, but Lin Su was happy and secretly praised the guard disciple for being able to talk. However, he could not help but be a little confused about what he said about his old acquaintance. There are many enemies in this chaotic sea of stars, but really few friends. Who are they? Give me the stuff. Hearing this, the guard disciple handed the silver-white scales to Lin Su. Lin Su only glanced at it and his pupils shrank. Aren't these your own scales? And it's still the scales under his own throat. This was the reverse scale that he shed when he was still a spirit-eyed snow python. In Lin Su's impression, he had only given it to one person, a person who had helped him when he was in the most critical moment, Song Yulong. "Where's the person who gave you this?" Lin Su asked anxiously. "Waiting at the entrance to the inner island. Please come in quickly." As soon as the words came out, Lin Su suddenly felt something was wrong and quickly turned his eyes to Yewuji. "Father-in-law, look." Yewuji nodded. It was unusual for Lin Su to be so nervous. He also wanted to meet him. Besides, since he had agreed to Yewuji's proposal of marriage, Lin Su was now his son-in-law. Face still needs to be given. The guarding disciples followed the order and walked in with Song Yulong not long after. "Jade Dragon. Brother Lin." Lin Su laughed, stepped forward, hugged Song Yulong, and patted him on the back. Because he couldn't control his strength well due to excitement, he slapped Song Yulong so hard that his teeth cracked. "Okay, Yulong, I haven't seen you improve a lot in these years. We are already in the middle stage of foundation building, not bad, not bad." After hugging, Lin Su looked Song Yulong up and down, with a hint of surprise in his eyes. He had long seen that Song Yulong was very talented, but he didn't expect that Song Yulong could reach his current level within 10 years. It seemed that he had worked hard. "This is all thanks to the foundation building pill you gave me, Brother Lin. Otherwise, I would still be wandering at the 10th level of chi refining. How could I be as good as I am today?" Song Yulong grinned. He thanked Lin Su from the bottom of his heart. The foundation building pill may not seem like much to the children of aristocratic families, but it is extremely rare for casual cultivators, especially those with no identity background. If he hadn't met Lin Su, let alone the foundation building stage, he might not have even reached the 10th level of chi refining. It can be said that Lin Su changed Song Yulong's life. Yewuji was originally somewhat interested in Song Yulong, Lin Su's old acquaintance, but lost interest after seeing that he was just a casual cultivator in the middle stage of foundation building. "Husband, won't you introduce us?" Ye Ping'er's voice rang out, and Lin Su finally reacted, slapped his forehead, and just talked about old times with Song Yulong, completely forgetting about Yewuji and the others. "Come on, Yulong, let me introduce you." Lin Su stretched out his hand and said, "This is my father-in-law, the master of the Spirit Beast Island Ye Island. This is the master of the Yama Palace, known as the Emperor of Yama." Lin Su introduced them while Song Yulong saluted. Although it was his first time to face such important figures as Yewuji and Yamada Luo Tianzi at such a close distance, he was well prepared before entering and did not panic too much. "This is my fiancé, Ye Ping'er, Leng Lingyu. Ping'er, this is my good brother Song Yulong. When I first came to Chaos Zingai when I encountered a disaster, it was thanks to his help that I am where I am today. Brother Lin is joking, it's me who wants to thank you. If I hadn't met Brother Lin." Lin Su interrupted Song Yulong, "Look at you, here you are again, do we brothers need to be so polite? Besides, you are where you are today, which is inseparable from your talent and hard work." Lin Su said with a smile and said to Ye Ping'er and Leng Lingyu, "Ping'er, I'm afraid you still don't know. More than 10 years ago, Yulong was still a low-level disciple in the chi refining stage, but after more than 10 years, it has in the middle stage of foundation building, he is no worse than the children of aristocratic families. It took more than 10 years to go from the low level of chi refining stage to the middle stage of foundation building?" Yewuji suddenly raised his head. This kind of speed can be ranked at the forefront even among the disciples of Spirit Beast Island, but the other party is just a casual cultivator. This qualification is not ordinary. At that moment, he couldn't help but look at Song Yulong carefully. When Emperor Yama heard this, his eyes lit up, and with a flash of silver light in his eyes, he actually used the silver eyes of destroying delusion to observe Song Yulong. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 167. The body of three Yangs. Emperor Yama suddenly uttered such a word from his mouth, and the expressions of everyone present suddenly changed. They looked at Song Yulong in surprise, and Lin Su even turned on the silver eyes of deception to take a closer look. The three Yang body is actually a single thunder spirit root that is mutated from the three spiritual roots of the golden spirit root, the fire spirit root, and the water spirit root. Different from the natural thunder spirit root, the thunder spirit root of this three Yang body is not as fast as the single thunder spirit root. In addition to the thunder spirit root, the combat power of the same level is much higher than that of a single thunder spirit root, and the speed of cultivation is relatively slow. It is still much faster than other dual spirit root monks. However, Lin Su remembered that he had checked the attributes of Song Yulong's spiritual roots before. It was obvious that he only had golden and fire spiritual roots. Why did a water spiritual root appear? Not only that, but it also mutated into a thunder spiritual root with a body of three Yangs. It seems that Song Yulong has had incredible adventures over the years. Otherwise, how could Song Yulong's spiritual root attributes have changed so much? But this is a good thing after all. As Song Yulong's eldest brother, Lin Su also hopes that this little brother will have a bright future. Now with his spiritual talent, Yewuji and Emperor Yama will never let him go as long as they are not stupid. Sure enough, Yewuji coughed slightly and spoke first. Song Yulong, right? Are you an old acquaintance of Su'er? Ahem. Lin Su couldn't help but cough when he heard the name Su'er. Did the prospective father-in-law's attitude change too quickly? He was still Lin Xiaozi just now, and now he has become Su'er. He is truly one of the three giants. He is really thick and dirty in order to recruit talents. Back to Ye Island Master, Brother Lin is my eldest brother. I am where I am today thanks to him. It doesn't exist, it doesn't exist. This is all your own creation, Yulong. Lin Su smiled and waved his hand. Well, since you are Su'er's little brother, you are no longer an outsider. I think you are very talented. Are you interested in joining my Spirit Beast Island and becoming an inner disciple? Lin Su's lips pulled out a smile, and Yewuji really opened his mouth to recruit. This was also a good thing for Song Yulong. After all, casual cultivators are definitely not as good as disciples of big forces, let alone Spirit Beast Island. One of the three major forces in the chaotic star sea, this is simply a step to the sky, a good thing that many casual cultivators can't hope for. Song Yulong, the Emperor of Yama, if you feel that Spirit Beast Island is not suitable, you can consider joining our Yama Palace. You are the brother of Mr. Lin, and I believe in Mr. Lin's vision. Lin Su rolled his eyes when he heard this. Well, the Emperor of Hell has also joined in to snatch people. He still believes in my vision and wants to pull people when he wants. He even takes me along with him. What an old fox. Brother Yan, isn't it very kind of you to rob someone in front of me? When Emperor Yama spoke, Yewuji was unhappy and frowned. Brother Ye, it's just fair competition. This is not a robbery. Song Yulong has the right to choose now. Everything depends on him, doesn't he? Emperor Yama smiled nonchalantly and said calmly. Snort. Yewuji snorted coldly, turned his head and stared at Song Yulong. Song boy, have you decided whether to join my Spirit Beast Island or his Yama Palace? If you join Spirit Beast Island, I can accept you as my disciple. The same goes for me. This. Song Yulong looked at Lin Su in embarrassment. He originally came to reminisce with Lin Su, but who would have thought that he would be favored by the two giants and even compete to accept him as their disciple? For a moment, Song Yulong was really smart. I feel flattered, but more often than not, I feel at a loss. Seeing Song Yulong's eyes turn towards him, Lin Su had a black line on his face and his whole body was feeling bad. I said to Yulong, you decide for yourself whether you want to choose Spirit Beast Island or Yama Palace. What do you think I'm going to do? I can't afford to offend either of these two gentlemen. Lin Su looked at Yewuji and Yamaluo Tianzi. The two big bosses were looking at him as if they wanted to kill someone, full of threats. Lin Su felt a bitter taste in his mouth. This one was his prospective father-in-law, and the other was his boss. He couldn't afford to offend anyone. Jade Dragon, you can make up your own mind about this matter, don't worry about me. Lin Su smiled reluctantly. In fact, there was a hint of meaning in his words, that is, to save Song Yulong from joining the Yama Palace like him, Spirit Beast Island was also a good choice. As far as Lin Su is concerned, he hopes that Song Yulong can join Spirit Beast Island, because Song Yulong's temperament is not suitable for the purpose of Yamaluodian. Yamaluodian is a palace of killers, and it cultivates the skills of concealment and assassination. Song Yulong has a three-yang body with thunder spirit roots. He is not suitable to be a killer in terms of personality or spiritual root attributes. Brother Lin, I understand. Although what Lin Su said was very vague, the years that Song Yulong and Lin Su spent together day and night were not in vain. Although they were not in the same mood, they still knew Lin Su quite well, and they immediately recognized Lin Su. The meaning behind the words. Master Yama, thank you for your kindness, but I may not be suitable for Yama. I'm sorry. Master Ye Island, I want to join Spirit Beast Island and listen to Master Ye's teachings. Song Yulong's eyes condensed, he made a decision, bowed to the Emperor Yama, and then knelt down on one knee to worship Yewuji. Emperor Yama waved his hand to indicate that it was okay, and Yewuji laughed proudly, okay, good disciple, get up quickly. Yewuji stretched out his hand to support him, and Song Yulong felt a strong force acting on his arm, and he stood up involuntarily. Yewuji's face was full of smiles. No matter how he looked at Song Yulong, he was satisfied. This kid was indeed extremely talented. More importantly, it made Yewuji gain a lot of face in front of King Yanluo. He finally won back a game. This was probably the most comfortable moment for Yewuji today. Congratulations, father-in-law, for accepting a good disciple. My brother Yulong is definitely a rare talent and will definitely not disappoint father-in-law. Lin Su bowed to Yewuji to congratulate him, and then changed the subject and said, since father-in-law has agreed to my proposal, it is better to get married as soon as possible. What do you think, father-in-law? Yewuji was slightly stunned when he heard this. This kid is really good at taking advantage of others. Well, since he has agreed, it is only natural to get married as soon as possible. So he nodded and said, then let's hold the wedding in half a month, on the Spirit Beast Island. What do you think, brother Yan? Yanluo Tianzi was invited by Lin Su to accompany him to propose marriage. He is equivalent to Lin Su's elder. For such matters, Yewuji naturally had to ask Yanluo Tianzi's opinion. Just do as brother Ye said, and hold the wedding on the Spirit Beast Island. Yanluo City has always been mysterious, even more so than Xianxia Palace. Except for the core disciples of Yanluo Palace, no one knows its exact location. As a place to hold a wedding, there is naturally no suitable place for the Spirit Beast Island, so Yanluo Emperor has no different opinions and nodded in agreement. At that moment, the entire inner island of the Spirit Beast Island was busy, and everyone had a happy look on their faces. At the same time, wedding invitations were constantly sent out from the Spirit Beast Island, inviting representatives of various forces to watch the ceremony. The wedding ceremony was on the beast viewing platform in the center of the inner island's Spirit Beast Garden. The beast viewing platform was originally used to observe the situation of the spirit beasts when the Spirit Beast Island released the spirit beasts. It was 1,000 meters above the ground, and people on it could see the situation of the entire Spirit Beast Garden. However, the beast viewing platform was less than 10 feet in radius, and it was obviously not enough to be used as a wedding ceremony platform, so Yewuji specially asked the disciples of the Spirit Beast Island to expand it more than 10 times. The news that the owner of the Spirit Beast Island was marrying off his daughters, or marrying off two daughters at once, caused a sensation in the entire Chaos Star Sea as soon as it spread. It was more sensational than Lin Su's high-profile marriage proposal in the Chaos Star Sea. After all, only the middle class and above in the Chaos Star Sea knew about the Yama Palace, and its fame was far inferior to that of the Spirit Beast Island. Now that they heard that the owner of the Spirit Beast Island, Yewuji, was going to marry his daughter Yeping'er and his adopted daughter Leng Lingyu to the fifth Shura of the Yama Palace at the same time, all forces, whether they had received the invitation from the Spirit Beast Island or not, rushed to the Spirit Beast Island. Half a month passed in the blink of an eye. On the day of the wedding, representatives of all forces and independent cultivators from all sides of the Chaos Star Sea gathered at the Spirit Beast Island. After all, only a few received the invitation, and most of the forces and independent cultivators who could not get a number could only stay on the outer island. Because the wedding platform was thousands of feet above the ground, if you wanted to watch the ceremony, you had to be at least at the same height. Flying with a sword was of course possible, but relying on your own power to stay in the sky thousands of feet high would consume a lot of true energy. Therefore, these small forces and scattered cultivators who could not enter the inner island and board the wedding platform finally came up with an idea to connect their respective flying magic weapons and float them in the air of the outer island, so that they could see the wedding from afar. The sky of the entire outer island was covered by a piece of large and small flying magic weapons. Such a grand scene has not appeared in the Chaos Star Sea for many years. The fairy music played, and surrounded by cranes, the wedding began. Yeping'er and Leng Lingyu appeared on the platform wearing the 100 birds paying homage to the phoenix skirt and the wide-sleeve flowing fairy skirt, and immediately became the focus of the whole audience. Wow, what a beautiful dress! Look at the pattern, it's so beautiful. It would be great if I could have such a beautiful dress. You want me to marry you, unless you also get me a set of such a dress. A group of female cultivators screamed, because Yeping'er and Leng Lingyu did not cover up the precious light of the 100 birds paying homage to the phoenix skirt and the wide-sleeve flowing fairy skirt. The dazzling light has a natural lethality for women, and instantly attracted the attention of all female cultivators. This dress is not only beautiful. I heard that it is Lin Xiaoluo's betrothal gift, called the 100 birds paying homage to the phoenix skirt and the wide-sleeve flowing fairy skirt, which is a low-grade spiritual weapon. What? This dress is a low-grade spiritual weapon? Lin Xiaoluo is really generous, using a spiritual weapon as a betrothal gift, no wonder it is so beautiful. If someone also gives me such a beautiful spiritual weapon dress, I will marry him immediately. What are the identities of Miss Ye and Miss Leng? What are your identities? You are dreaming. Thank you for the monthly tickets of the readers, and quiet, Bezo pays homage. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 168. Brother Yin Yang, this brat Lin Su has actually become Yewuji's son-in-law. It won't be easy for us to deal with him now. On the VIP table of the wedding platform, the two deputy palace masters of Xianxia Palace were talking in a low voice. If I had known, I would have taken action when he broke through, but now it is really a headache. Su Tiandi looked at the high-spirited Lin Su not far away with sinister eyes and said coldly, "No matter how much headache you have, it will come back again. The three great formations set up by old Ghost Ye have been completely destroyed by this kid in just one stick of incense. If we wait for this kid to break through to the nascent soul stage, who can cure him?" Su Yunyang's face was gloomy. Their original intention of coming this time was to deal with Lin Su to attack Su Kangxiang's prestige and lay the foundation for their future fight for the position of palace master. Unexpectedly, Lin Su was much more powerful than he imagined. Got it? Although Lin Su is only at the peak of the early stage of pill formation, no, he is now in the middle stage of pill formation, his strength has far exceeded that of ordinary masters in the late stage of pill formation. Su Yinyang thought that he would definitely do the same in the early stage of pill formation. In less than one stick of incense, 3 major formations were broken in a row. Yes, Su Yinyang did want to compete for the position of Palace Master from Su Kangxian. He and Su Kangxian had never dealt with each other, but this was an internal fight, and dealing with Lin Su had risen to the level of an external enemy. That's right, it's a foreign enemy. Su Yinyang no longer dares to underestimate Lin Su. No wonder the monks from Xiaoshan Temple who entered the secret realm of gods and demons suffered heavy losses. Previously, Su Yinyang thought that Lin Su had used conspiracy and tricks, or that he was the only monk from Xiaoshan Temple who survived. It was an exaggeration, but now it seems that it may not be so. With the talent and strength shown by Lin Su, if the other party is given room to grow, he will definitely be a strong enemy of Xiaoshan Palace in the future, and maybe the second emperor of Yama, which Su Yinyang will never allow. There is one more son of heaven in the sea of chaotic stars, one more palace of Yama is enough, there must not be one more. So Su Yinyang has decided that today, just before this wedding, Lin Su must be destroyed and this scourge must be nipped in the cradle, even if it angers Yewuji and Emperor Yama. Because they missed today, it is difficult for the monks in Xiaoshan Temple to find the opportunity to face Lin Su directly. If the number of people is small and the cultivation level is low, it is to give food to the other party. If the number is large and the cultivation level is high, Lin Su will definitely turn around without saying a word. Run, the opponent is the 5th Shura of the Yama Palace. With the opponent's invisibility and hiding ability, if he really wants to leave, I am afraid that only monks above the mid-nascent soul stage can keep him. However, monks in the middle stage of nascent soul and above are not cabbage. In the Xiaoshan Palace, there are only the Palace Master Su Kangxian and their 3 deputy Palace Masters. But they can't chase Lin Su at any time, right? How shameless is it to spread the news? Therefore, only today, during Lin Su's wedding, would it be possible to force this boy to a dead end, and only during the wedding would this boy not choose to hide and escape. But there is a problem, a very serious problem. This is not only Lin Su's wedding, but also the wedding of Yewuji's beloved daughter. It is unlikely that Yewuji will watch the monks of Xiaoshan Temple take action against Lin Su and remain indifferent. What's more, there is an emperor of Yama who is eyeing him eagerly next to him. In order to support Lin Su's marriage proposal, Emperor Yama used the warship fleet of Yama Palace and attended the wedding as Lin Su's elder. With the character of Madman Yan, he would never sit idly by and ignore it. Su Tian was right, it is indeed a headache. Su Yinyang looked at Su Tiandi and several monks from Su Tian Palace next to him, and frowned. The monks from Su Tian Palace who came with him and Su Tiandi this time were only at the late stage of pill formation. I'm afraid they are not. Lin Su's opponent, if he and Su Tiandi take action, Yewuji and Emperor Yama will definitely stop them. There is no chance at all. Su Yinyang's brows furrowed tighter and tighter. No, he had to find a way to contain Yewuji and Emperor Yama, otherwise he wouldn't be able to deal with Lin Su at all. Tiandi, go and send a message to the Palace Master to invite him to Spirit Beast Island. We must get rid of this kid today, otherwise he will become a big trouble in the future. In Su Tian Palace, the most decisive person is Su Yinyang. It is precisely because of this that he is unwilling to succumb to Su Tianqiang and never forgets to compete for the position of the Palace Master. Therefore, he would rather offend Yewuji and the Emperor Yama at the same time. We must find a way to kill Lin Su, a serious problem in his heart. Even if the trees are beautiful in the forest, the wind will destroy them. Lin Su didn't know that his high-profile performance half a month ago had made Su Yinyang regard him as a serious problem and wanted to get rid of him at all costs. At this time, he was immersed in the joy of happiness. Looking at Ye Ping'er and Leng Lingyu, who looked like fairies on the left and right, Lin Su felt a sense of relief all over his body. However, getting married was really too troublesome, with so many etiquette. I originally thought that those who cultivated immortals would not care much about these red tapes. Getting married was just a formality, at most grand, but I didn't expect it to be so troublesome. Listening to the ramblings of the Spirit Beast Island disciple who acted as the master of ceremonies, Lin Su wanted to sew that guy's mouth shut. Finally, after he finished rambling, he finally took the hands of Ye Ping'er and Len Lingyu. Lin Su finally breathed a sigh of relief. From now on, Ye Ping'er and Len Lingyu are officially husband and wife. According to the immortal cultivators, they can also be called Taoist couples. After the banquet is over, they can be sent to the bridal chamber, and then, hey. Lin Sugzu was thinking happily when suddenly a familiar voice rang out, "Brother Ye, I'm a little late, please forgive me." Is this voice from Void Sky? Lin Su looked up and saw two streams of light falling on the platform. The first person was Su Kangxian, the master of Xianxia Palace, and the person half a step behind was Su Qinkan, the deputy hall master. Su Tian Palace already had two deputy palace masters, Su Yinyang and Su Tiandi, but now even Su Kangqiang and Su Qiankun also came. Now all the four giants of Su Tian Palace were here. Lin Su would not think that the people from Xianxia Palace were here to congratulate him. If he wanted to congratulate him, the two deputy palace masters were already qualified enough. There was no need for the four giants to come together. What's more, after I beat up Su Kangxian before, would this old man be so kind as to congratulate me on my marriage? In all likelihood, they are here to cause trouble. It turns out to be Brother Su. Brother Su, everyone is here. It's not too late for me to welcome you, so how can you meet outside? As a giant of the party and the owner of Spirit Beast Island, Yewuji saw that the person coming from Su Kangxian was evil, but he had to get up and greet him. After all, the opponent was a powerful monk in the late nascent soul stage and a master of the same level as himself. And he is the master of Xianxia Palace, so he must not lose his etiquette. Palace Master. After a few polite words, Su Kangxian and the two walked towards the VIP table. Su Yunyang and Su Tiandi bowed to Su Kangxian. What's going on now? Su Kangxian nodded in response and asked lightly, but his eyes were fixed on Lin Su. Su Yunyang briefly described how Lin Su defeated three major formations within one stick of incense and his own views on Lin Su. Palace Master, I think today is the best time to deal with Lin Su. If you miss today, it may be difficult to find an opportunity. A ray of light flashed in Su Kangxian's eyes. Su Yunyang's words reminded him of the big loss he suffered at the hands of Lin Su not long ago. His view of Lin Su was exactly the same as that of Su Yunyang. This Lin Su was definitely Su Yunyang. The greatest enemy of the Heavenly Palace is probably even worse than the Emperor Yama. And because he suffered a loss at the hands of Lin Su, Su Kangxian had a more intuitive understanding of Lin Su than Su Yin and Yang, and it was precisely because of this that he rushed over with Su Kangxian after receiving the summons. Su Yin Yang was right. With Lin Su's strength and strange abilities, it would be difficult to miss today. No, there should be almost no chance to deal with him again. Apart from anything else, if he were to pursue him alone, even he himself wouldn't be able to do anything about this kid, let alone the other people in Xianxia Palace. I can restrain Yewuji, the Emperor of Yama is restrained by the universe and heaven and earth, yin and yang, you can deal with that kid Lin Su, right? Su Kangxian's arrangement made Su Yunyang feel a little strange. He always felt that something was wrong, but he couldn't think of it for a moment. He could only nodded, of course, it's no problem. As long as you, Master, can hold back Yewuji and Emperor Yama, Lin Su is dead. Hearing Su Yunyang agree, Su Kangxian showed a strange smile on his face. The reason why he arranged this was to let Su Yunyang and Lin Su face each other. Su Kangxian had suffered a big loss at the hands of Lin Su last time. He knew that this boy not only had superior combat power, but the key was that his methods were too weird. He was obviously at the pill-forming stage, but his strength suddenly increased significantly. Even his Yu and the powerful monks in the late infant stage were beaten violently, let alone Su Yin Yang. Xianxia didn't know if Lin Su's method was just a flash in the pan or he could launch it at any time. If it was just a flash in the pan, then it would be just right to borrow Su Yinyang's hand. In addition to this kid, Yewuji and Emperor Yama would be the first to target Su Yinyang if they wanted to take revenge. It would be even better if Lin Su breaks out again. Su Yinyang is only in the middle stage of nascent soul. As long as Lin Su can explode with the kind of power that day, it is very likely that Su Yinyang will be seriously injured or even damaged to the foundation. In this way, this guy there will be no chance to compete for his position as the master of the palace. There must be a time limit for Lin Su's outburst. As soon as the time passes, this kid will be a lamb to be slaughtered. With Su Qinqin and Su Tiandi temporarily stopping Yewuji and Yamaluo Tianzi, it will be easy for him to deal with Lin Su. It's almost time, come on. The wedding has come to an end, and the next step is to reward the guests and send them to the bridal chamber. If they don't put down their phones, the chance will be gone. Su Qingxiang stood up and spoke after a cold snort. Brother Ye, I have a few words to ask your son-in-law Chenglong, is it okay? Here we come. This old ghost really can't bear it any longer. From the moment Su Qingxiang arrived, Lin Su knew that this old ghost had no good intentions, so he used his spiritual consciousness to pay attention to the other party's movements. Now it seemed that the other party couldn't wait to attack. Brother Su, do you have anything you can't ask another time? Yewuji's face looked a little ugly. What did Su Qingxiang want to do, find trouble in public? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 169. Another day? Will there be such a good opportunity another day? Su Qingxiang sneered and said, now that the wedding is over, I still think it's better to make it clear now. Friends from all parties are here, just in time for a discussion. Discussion. When the cultivators heard Su Qingxiang's words, they became excited, and there was something exciting to watch. Without waiting for Yewuji to answer, Su Qingxiang directly pointed the spearhead at Lin Su. Lin Su, I ask you, did most of the cultivators from my Xianxia palace who entered the god and demon secret realm die in your hands? Su Qingxiang, what do you mean? In the god and demon secret realm, life and death are determined by fate. Have the cultivators from your Xianxia palace never attacked other people? Why, only you are allowed to kill people in Xianxia palace, but others are not allowed to kill people from your Xianxia palace. Before Lin Su replied, King Yan Luo couldn't help it, jumped out and looked at Su Qingxiang coldly. That's right. In the god and demon secret realm, life and death are left to fate, but that doesn't mean you can kill people intentionally. More than half of the 10 people from my Xianxia palace who entered the god and demon secret realm died at the hands of Lin Su. Isn't this a deliberate targeting? He did it, can't I ask? Su Qingxiang's voice was like thunder, and the whole Spirit Beast Island could hear it. More than half of the people died at the hands of Lin Xiaoluo. No wonder the Lord of Su Palace was furious. If it were me, I couldn't help it either. Now there's something interesting to watch. No wonder the 4 giants of Xianxia Palace are all here. They are here to ask for trouble. Is Xianxia Palace going to go to war with Yanluo Palace and Spirit Beast Island? It's not certain that there will be a war, but Lin Xiaoluo may not get through so easily today. Judging from the look of the Lord of Su Palace, he wants Lin Xiaoluo to pay for his blood debt with blood. The cultivators didn't know the inside story. After hearing this, they basically stood on the side of Xianxia Palace, whispering to each other, looking at Lin Su and the people of Xianxia Palace with gloating or watching the fun. Brother Su, today is a big day for my Spirit Beast Island. Do you have to mess things up at this time? Yewuji's face had completely darkened. He had heard from Ye Ping'er and Len Lingyu about the things in the secret realm of gods and demons. It was the cultivators of Xianxia Palace who took action first, and Lin Su just fought back. However, this kid was strong enough, so the people who died were all from Xianxia Palace. Of course, Yewuji knew about this situation, but other cultivators did not know. What people can see are usually superficial things and phenomena. For example, now, the cultivators of major forces basically stand on the side of Xianxia Palace, and they are completely waiting to see the show. Mess things up? If you insist on saying so, brother Ye, then so be it. As the master of Xianxia Palace, I must seek justice for my disciples. Su Kangxian said righteously, but he was sneering in his heart. Now that righteousness is on his side, as long as he stops Yewuji and King Yanluo, Su Yunyang can take action against Lin Su. So you are clearly not giving me face. Yewuji laughed in anger. I want to see how you touch my son-in-law in front of me. Lin Su is the Shura of my Yama Palace. If you want to touch him, ask me first if I agree. Yanluo Tianzi also stood up with a sneer, and his aura firmly locked on Su Kangxian. Sorry, Lord of Yama Palace, your opponent is us. Su Kangxian gave a wink, and Su Tiandi and Su Qinqin stood in front of Yanluo Tianzi, looking at Yanluo Tianzi with a fake smile. You two want to stop me? Yanluo Tianzi's eyes flashed with cold light, and a powerful aura was released from his body. The faces of the four giants of Xianxia Palace, including Su Kangxian, changed wildly. Late nascent soul. That's right, the aura released by Yanluo Tianzi at this moment has indeed reached the level of late nascent soul. Su Tiandi and Su Qinqin's eyes flashed with a look of fear that could not be concealed. Although the Yama King in the middle stage of the nascent soul was terrifying, it was not difficult for Su Tiandi and Su Qinqin to stop him together as long as the opponent did not use magical skills. But now Yama King has broken through and reached the late stage of the nascent soul. I am afraid that it would be difficult for the two of them to stop him together. Stop him. As long as you block him for half an incense stick of time, I can deal with this stinky boy. Su Yunyang's eyes flashed with a fierce look, and his figure flashed in front of Lin Su. Don't hurt my husband. Ye Ping'er and Leng Lingyu stood in front of Lin Su, and other cultivators from the Spirit Beast Island also rushed over after hearing the news. It seemed that a melee was about to break out. Wait! Lin Su roared, and everyone stopped the attack that was about to be launched and cast their eyes on him. Su Kangxian, you want to hold back my father-in-law and the Lord of Yama Palace, and let this old guy deal with me, right? Do you think he is qualified? Lin Su chuckled, but what he said made Su Yunyang's hair and beard stand up. A small mid-stage Jindan cultivator, even if you have superior combat power, how dare you underestimate me like this? It's simply unreasonable. Others, including Yewuji and Yanluo Tianzi, looked at Lin Su in astonishment. Is this kid stupid? A mid-stage Jindan cultivator challenged a mid-stage Yuanying cultivator? Suer, don't be stubborn. Yewuji frowned and shouted unhappily, you are not the opponent of the Yuanying cultivator, retreat quickly, with me here, I don't see who can touch you on the Spirit Beast Island. Lin boy, brother Ye is right, don't be stubborn and get out of the way, I will take care of these old guys. The Emperor of Yama also shouted in a deep voice. He knew that Lin Su was powerful, but the middle stage of nascent soul and the middle stage of formation of Dan were separated by an entire realm. There was no comparison at all. No matter how talented Lin Su was, he could not cross this chasm. Yin Yang, don't say any more words and act quickly. Su Kangxian saw something was wrong and drank coldly. The underestimation of the cultivation of Emperor Yama added a lot of variables to the matter, and Su Kangxian did not want to delay it any longer. Whoever dares to hurt my husband is going against the entire Spirit Beast Island. Husband, please hide yourself quickly, we will help you stop him. Leng Lingyu and Ye Ping'er were still blocking Lin Su, but at this moment Su Yunyang had released the aura pressure of the mid-stage nascent soul. Leng Lingyu was better. After all, She had broken through to the early stage of pill formation and was still there for the time being. Although she could hold on, Ye Ping'er couldn't. She was shaking and sweating so much that she couldn't stand still. You are no match for this old guy, stand back. Lin Su grabbed the arms of the two women and swung them backwards, throwing the two women into the Spirit Beast Island disciples. Lin Su smiled evilly at Su Yin-yang, you will hurt other people if you do anything here. There is no way to follow, I'm coming. After saying that, he turned into a stream of light and flew towards the outer island of Spirit Beast Island, completely unaffected by the pressure of Su Yin and Yang's aura. Boy, where can I escape? Su Yunyang gave a cold shout and chased after him. Emperor Yama, Yewuji, Su Kangsheng and others also chased after them. Ye Ping'er and her two daughters also wanted to follow, but were stopped by Yewuji's words, don't get involved in the battle between the nascent soul stage monks. Listen to the Spirit Beast Island disciples and control all the people in the Xianxia Palace. Anyone who resists will be killed without mercy. Yewuji's words made the monks of the Xianxia Palace's Dan formation stage very unlucky. They were unable to defeat the four fists with two fists. Within a moment, they were all knocked to the ground by the angry Spirit Beast Island disciples. Among the three major forces in Chaotic Star Sea, Xianxia Temple is the strongest. Except for the island leader Yewuji, who has a late Yuanying cultivation level, the other elders on Spirit Beast Island are all in the early Yuanying stage. Yin and Yang were much different, and they didn't dare to follow without the island owner's order, so they could only watch from a distance. You brat, is this the cemetery you chose for yourself? Lin Su stopped by the beach on the outer island. Su Yin-yang chased after him and smiled coldly, then slapped Lin Su's head with a large energy handprint. Xianxia Mahamudra. With a loud bang, Lin Su's figure was buried under the large energy handprint. Smoke and dust rose dozens of feet high, and a huge hole several feet deep appeared on the ground. Boy Lin. Emperor Yan Luo and Yewuji, who arrived a moment later, were so blinded by the sight. Ye Ping'er and Leng Lingyu on the platform almost fainted when they saw the scene from a distance. Ha ha ha. I thought you were so powerful, but you are so vulnerable that you can't even take one of my moves. Lin Su, I really think too highly of you. Lin Su's aura completely disappeared under the void big hand seal, and Su Yunyang couldn't help but look up to the sky and laugh wildly. Asshole! I will kill you today. Emperor Yama's eyes flashed with blood, and his whole body was steaming with energy. He was about to activate his magical skills. With his current level of cultivation, once he activated his magical skills, not to mention the void heaven and earth and the void universe, even the void sky would have to temporarily avoid the itch. Old man, you are looking for death. Yewuji was also furious and bullied others too much. Su Tiandian actually dared to kill Lin Su in front of him on Spirit Beast Island. This was simply a naked contempt for Spirit Beast Island. If Su Yin and Yang were not kept, his spirit, what prestige does the owner of Beast Island have? How can I explain this to my two daughters? Why do the people from Xianxia Palace keep doing this over and over again? Just when the battle was about to break out, Lin Su's voice rang out from the pit, and his breath reappeared, causing Yewuji and Emperor Yama to stop. It was cut off alive. He's not dead yet. Su Yunyang's laughter stopped abruptly, and his face turned gloomy. He was just a kid in the middle stage of pill formation, but he was able to survive a single Su Tian big hand seal from him. This was a slap in his face. It turns out you escaped underground. Boy, if I were you, I would take the opportunity to escape. How dare you come out? Seeing Lin Su emerging from the ground in the pit, Su Yunyang's eyes flashed with cold light and he said coldly. It's disrespectful to come back without reciprocating. You slapped me, of course I'm going to give it back to you. Give it back to me, just because of you? What a shameless statement. Halfway through Su Yunyang's words, it felt as if something was stuck in his throat, because an extremely terrifying aura suddenly rose from Lin Su's body. It's this breath. This kid can indeed use it multiple times. The expressions of everyone present changed drastically, especially Su Kangxiang. As soon as this violent aura appeared on Lin Su's body, he knew that Su Yuniang was going to have a tragedy today. Thank you to the reader Sunny54 for your monthly ticket. Okay. Dantian has a little field. Author, The Magic Orb Zoo. Chapter 170. A powerful aura like a powerful beast emanated from Lin Su's body, causing Yewuji, Emperor Yama and others to look sideways. This aura, such a strong aura. What a domineering smell. How could such an aura appear on Lin Su? When several people were surprised, Lin Su had already launched an attack on Su Yuniang. Their violent auras suddenly stopped, and he kicked the ground hard. A dull sonic boom sounded, and Su Yuniang was already heading towards the right rear like a cannonball. Shooting out quickly, a crimson palm print on the left face was so obvious and dazzling. The dignified deputy master of the Xianxia Palace, Su Yuniang, who was at the peak of his cultivation in the middle stage of nascent soul, was actually slapped away by Lin Su. Yewuji and Emperor Yama's eyes widened, and there was a roar in their heads. They felt as if they were in a dream. What's wrong with this world? When could monks in the Dan formation stage be able to compete with those in the nascent soul stage? No, it's not confrontation, to be precise, it's ravaging. Didn't you see that Su Yuniang had been slapped twice, and both sides of his face were swollen? Damn it! Bastard! I'm going to tear you alive. Su Yuniang was slapped twice, his mouth was full of blood, and his whole body turned into a pig's head. The huge feeling of humiliation made Su Yuniang almost crazy with anger. However, at this time, Lin Su has 100,000th of the power of the tyrant Bear King. Although his cultivation has not changed much, his strength has increased by more than 100 times. Su Yin and Yang are no match at all, let alone tearing each other to pieces. He couldn't even resist, and became a complete punching bag. The fiercer he yelled, the harder Lin Su beat him. In just a few breaths, Su Yuniang was beaten all over by Lin Su. Even the spiritual weapons and armor on his body were beaten to tatters. There was nothing like it. He is the deputy master of Xianxia Palace in the middle stage of nascent soul, and he has completely become a beggar. Yewuji swallowed and murmured, "Oh my God, what kind of monster did I find as my son-in-law? Brother Yan, do you know what's going on?" "I know shit." The Emperor of Yama almost wanted to curse. How could he know what was going on? Lin Su's current burst of strength is even better than when he activated his magical skills. If he didn't activate his magical skills, even if he swapped with Su Yin and Yang, the end would probably not be much better. This boy Lin is hiding deep enough. Not only Yama Tianzi and others, but also the monks on the platform and on the flying magic weapon in the sky who witnessed the scene were all shocked. Here, my eyes are blurry, or am I dreaming? Su Yuniang was beaten violently by Lin Su. The monks in the middle stage of Danji beat the monks in the middle stage of nascent soul like dogs. This world is too crazy. Then Su Yuniang can't be a silver wax spearhead, otherwise, why would he be beaten so badly by Lin Shuluo? Silver wax gunhead? Are you okay, kid? Can you fake your cultivation in the middle stage of nascent soul? Do you have the strength to become the deputy hall master of Xianxia Palace? In my opinion, it's not that Su Yin and Yang are not strong, it's that Lin Shura is too perverted. A group of monks started talking, and Ye Ping'er and Leng Lingyu also looked at each other. Why is my husband so strong? Sister Yu, do you know the reason? I don't know, I just saw it too. Ye Ping'er and Leng Lingyu knew that Lin Su was very powerful, but they didn't know that he was so powerful. He was simply a monster and a pervert. With his cultivation level in the middle stage of Dan formation, he beat a giant in the middle stage of nascent soul like a dog. This is something you have never heard of, let alone seen. Recalling the experience of getting along with Lin Su, the two women looked at each other and nodded. They had a guess in their hearts. This must be something extraordinary that Lin Su gained during the few months he stayed in the secret realm of gods and demons. An unexpected encounter. Among all the people, only Xianxia did not show any surprise at Lin Su's performance. From the moment Lin Su's aura surged, he knew that Xianxia was about to suffer a tragedy. As expected, this guy had been beaten like a dead dog. There is no difference. Xianxia already had the urge to retreat. Originally, he thought about waiting for Lin Su to deal with Xianxia or after both sides were harmed, to take advantage. However, the breakthrough of Emperor Yama's cultivation caught Xianxia off guard. Even Su Tiandi and Su Qianqian joined forces. It's hard to block each other, let alone separate them. It can be said that Su Tiandian took the initiative to provoke today. Yewuji and Emperor Yama were both very angry. When Lin Su took care of Su Yin and Yang, I am afraid that these two people should be free to deal with him. Upon thinking of this, Xianxia sent a message to Su Tiandi and Su Qianqian, the situation is not good, hurry up and leave. Then without hesitation, it soared into the sky, turned into a stream of light and flew towards the distance. What should I do? Su Tiandi was stunned. What should I do? Leave quickly, or you won't be able to leave. Su Qianqian also turned into a stream of light and soared into the sky. Su Tiandi looked at Su Yin and Yang who was being beaten violently, gritted his teeth and followed, I'm sorry, brother Yin Yang, I can't save you, wish you good luck. Su Yin Yang, who was being beaten by Lin Su, was about to vomit blood. He was not beaten to the point of vomiting blood by Lin Su, but because he was angry. How come he still doesn't know that he was tricked by Xianxia? No wonder Xianxia is unwilling to deal with Lin Su personally. He has long known that this boy can greatly improve his strength in a short period of time. It's ridiculous that I stupidly sneaked into the opponent's trap and was used as a spearman. Now I'm fine. I was beaten by Lin Su in front of the monks from all sides. I lost all my face to my grandma's house. What's worse is that Lin Su is clearly beating himself to death. Let alone face, if he continues like this, it's a question whether he can keep his life. The higher the cultivation level, the more he cherishes his life. This is an iron rule among immortal cultivators. What is the purpose of cultivating immortals? Isn't it to gain a long life and reach a higher level? If you don't have a life, what's the point of having face? What's more, Xianxia is on the verge of a breakthrough and is about to break through to the late nascent soul stage. At this time, of course he cherishes his life even more. Stop, I admit defeat. The vitality of the mid-nascent soul cultivator is extremely tenacious. Although Lin Su's strength has greatly improved, it is easy to defeat Xianxia, but it is not so easy to kill the opponent. Originally, Lin Su had taken out the Praying Star Staff and was ready to rely on the tenfold amplification effect of the Praying Star Staff to destroy Xianxia in one fell swoop. Who knew that this guy actually admitted defeat? Humph. You say you want to fight, then you fight. You say you don't want to fight, then you don't fight. How can it be so easy? Lin Su put away the star praying staff, but he didn't stop, and continued to beat Xianxia. I have already admitted defeat, do you really want to kill me? Xianxia felt that he was going crazy. He had already admitted defeat without caring about his face, but Lin Su beat him even harder. Suer, stop for a while and see what this old man has to say. Yewuji, the father-in-law, spoke, and Lin Su naturally had to give face. He could only stop and stare at Xianxia with a bad look. Lin Su, you are awesome. I admit defeat. I will no longer ask about the grudges between you and Xiushan Palace. Goodbye. Xianxia looked at Lin Su hatefully, and wanted to leave after saying a word, but was stopped by Lin Su. Lin Su, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Did I tell you to leave? Lin Su raised his eyebrows. Lin Su, don't go too far. I have already admitted defeat, what else do you want? Su Yuniang growled in frustration. I go too far? It's a joke. Lin Su sneered, you were the first to try to kill me, and you actually said I went too far. Old man, are the people in Xianxia Palace so shameless? You. What do you mean by me? Am I wrong? Today is my big day, and you came to Xianxia Palace to mess with me. You old things still want my life. Now you can't beat me and admit defeat and want to leave? That's not that easy. Lin Su looked up and down at Su Yuniang, and his eyes were like looking at goods, which made Su Yuniang feel cold all over. What do you want? It's very simple. You want me to spare your life, yes. But it depends on what you use to exchange for your old life. Lin Su laughed, and Su Yuniang felt miserable. He thought that he was in trouble this time. This kid obviously wanted to kill him, but he couldn't resist. Su Yuniang gritted his teeth, tell me, what do you want? Old man, you are quite sensible. Okay, I won't make things difficult for you. 3 conditions. If you agree, I will let you go immediately. First, publicly apologize in the name of Xianxia Palace and admit your mistakes. Second, 2 low-grade spiritual weapons as compensation, 1 offensive and 1 defensive. Third, I want the secret book of the big handprint you just used. Every time Lin Su said a condition, Su Yuniang's face darkened. After saying the 3 conditions, Su Yuniang's face could be twisted with water. Don't talk to me about conditions. If you can't do any of these 3 conditions, then don't think about leaving alive today. Seeing Su Yuniang's hesitation, Lin Su sneered and threatened. Su Yuniang looked at Lin Su with blazing eyes. If his eyes could kill, Lin Su would have died countless times. It's a pity that he was at the mercy of others. Su Yuniang knew very well that if he didn't agree to Lin Su's conditions, this kid might really kill him if he went crazy. Forget it, forget it. I admit defeat today. I agree to all your conditions. With a helpless sigh, Su Yuniang took out 2 spiritual tools and a jade slip and threw them to Lin Su, then apologized loudly as the deputy hall master of Xianxia Hall. After all this was done, the old man gritted his teeth and asked, can I leave now? Please. Lin Su waved his hand. He had checked the 2 spiritual tools and the jade slip. They were indeed 2 low-grade spiritual tools, 1 for attack and 1 for defense. The jade slip also recorded the complete version of Xianxia grade handprint. Su Yuniang looked at Lin Su deeply again, and his figure soared into the air and turned into a stream of light and fled, without even leaving a polite word. After he left, the terrifying aura on Lin Su's body receded like a tide, and a strong sense of weakness surged up, but because of the improvement of his cultivation, this time it was not as unbearable as the first time.